After 2 weeks of waiting, Arsenal were back and with a bang, enjoying a lovely stroll in the park at Brentford and reclaiming first place going into the international break. From the ball striking of Fabio Vieira to the return of Thomas Partey, we've got so much to break down, so here are the 5 things that we learnt from Brentford 0, Arsenal 3. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Babs14 and welcome back to your boys channel. Sensational scenes at the Brentford Stadium as Arsenal collect all 3 points, so you guys know what to do. Go down there, smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Only 2,000 away from the big 120k. But starting off with the evolution of Granit Xhaka. This is a guy that when Mikel Arteta entered Arsenal Football Club was definitely on his way out. Stripped of the Arsenal captaincy and a broken relationship with the Arsenal fans. The moment that Arteta entered, one of the first things he done was convince Xhaka to stay at the Emirates Stadium. And since that moment, we have seen Mikel Arteta evolve Granit Xhaka from what was a number 6 defensive midfielder to what is becoming one of the most potent and creative number 8 box-to-boxes in the Premier League. In this game, Xhaka had a 90% passing accuracy, had 1 assist and 3 key passes, and most impressively, also created 2 big chances. Those are prime creative numbers that we used to see from Mesut Ozil. And on his assist, Gabriel Jesus says he found me. He jokes sometimes he wants to improve his assist, and he then gives me a lot of balls. I am so happy to play with him. He is intelligent and a quality player as well. A great ball, a great cross, and I can head it into the net, so I'm happy. That chance that Xhaka made was pure quality. What we saw there and there was a half-space cross, very trademark of Kevin De Bruyne. His 4th goal involvement so far this season, setting his personal best just 7 games in. Xhaka has created more chances for his teammates than any other player in the Arsenal squad this season, with 16, 15 coming from open play. There were quite a few doubts going into the season if Xhaka had the ability to play as the box-to-box and why Arsenal should sign players like Yuri Tielemans. And the fact that Mikel Arteta signed an attacking number 8 like Fabio Vieira indicated that maybe Arsenal were trying to move on from Granit Xhaka. But those indications were wrong, as we have seen Arteta further transform Xhaka into a better number 8. A player that is fantastic in the deep phases, having played so many games as a midfield 6, fantastic in the build-up phase. But in that final third, what's most surprising is what seems like a natural ability to make runs into the box at the right time, and the prime example being in the first minute of this game, a fantastic number 10-esque run in behind, which Xhaka most likely gets an assist from if Martinelli doesn't slip. Liverpool have Thiago and Man City have Gundogan. If Xhaka is able to sustain this current run of form, then what we might be seeing here is Arteta transforming Xhaka into his own version of Gundogan and Thiago. And Arteta on Xhaka says he feels that love and the respect that goes both ways from and to the fans, and in my opinion, he fully deserves it. Yeah, the Arsenal fans chanting Xhaka's name during the course of the game. He's a very emotional player, and I think when he has the fans on his side, Xhaka becomes that bit better. And after the game he says, you see the new and different mentality that we have this season. After our last defeat in the Premier League against Man United, Brentford away is not an easy game. These guys slapped Man United 4-0, they beat Arsenal there last season, Liverpool only got a draw, and Man City were only able to win 1-0. That bounce back ability is not something that we saw last season, and as an Arsenal fan, it makes me that bit more excited going into the future. Moving on to transition control. Yet another win for Arsenal and another victory on expected goals, as Arsenal nullified Brentford to 0.41 and made 1.5 of their own. From the 64% possession to nearly double the passes, a 68% of the field tilt, and 65 final third entries. Looking into the field tilt of the game, you can see straight away, look at the yellow, this game was all Arsenal, and for the majority, Arsenal utterly dominated. Arsenal was so dominant that in this game, Brentford were only able to register 5 shots on goal. To put that into context, that's the least amount of shots they've made since coming up to the Premier League. One of the key things we talked about before the game was Brentford's ability to counter-attack. The likes of Ivan Toney are elite outlets, and if they're given time to counter, they were going to cause Arsenal issues. But instead, Arsenal were able to sustain a high amount of pressure, and every single time Brentford tried to counter, Arsenal were able to shut it down, and the key reason behind that was the return of Thomas Partey. 92 touches, 73 passes completed, had 7 ball recoveries, 3 accurate long passes, 3 ground duels won, 1 aerial duel won, and 1 tackle as well. In the 78 minutes that he was on the pitch, no player completed more passes than Thomas Partey. This game showed the level of difference of Sambi Lokonga and Thomas Partey as that number 6. Sambi is decent on the ball, but off the ball, he doesn't have that same level of understanding as Thomas Partey in terms of the intensity, the aggression, and the understanding of space on the counter-attacks. Partey is a defensive midfielder first and foremost, and all those years of playing under Diego Simeone, one of the best defensive managers in the world, it's really improved the defensive game of Thomas Partey, and in this game, his return gave the Arsenal midfield the extra bit of dominance, and his ability to control transitions is so important. But as aggressive as Arsenal were off the ball, even in terms of on the ball, from that very first minute they set the tempo, playing around the back and almost luring in the Brentford press. From the incisive passes and the elite positional play, Arsenal toyed with the Brentford press and were able to make a fantastic opportunity in the first minute. Not only does that blow the wind out of Brentford, but to do that away from home, it silences the away crowd. It's something that we have seen very often from Man City away from home, where they set the tempo straight away and almost kill the away crowd. If Arsenal were able to do this on a far more consistent basis, then we are going to have even more away games where Arsenal are so good it becomes a bit boring. The fact that you had the Arsenal fans chanting a stroll in the park to Ivan Toney, and Gabriel Magalhaes after the game tweeting a nice kickabout with the boys, in reference to a tweet from Ivan Toney last season. They're a team that is very emotional at times, and sometimes it can be to their disadvantage, but if you're able to channel those emotions in the right manner, then Arsenal can use that to their advantage and fuel themselves going into the future. The third thing is that the ball striking has arrived. In the hours before this game, Arsenal fans had a bit of a shock, where David Ornstein confirmed that Martin Odegaard was set to miss the game after picking up a knock in training. The Arsenal captain ruled out, who had started every single game so far in the Premier League. It was a massive blow, but in his absence, it gave the prime opportunity to Mr. Fabio Vieira. And take it he did, as in this game, 52 touches, 35 accurate passes, 1 key pass, 1 successful dribble, 2 ground duels won, and most importantly, an absolute stunner of a goal. That goal sums up the player that is Fabio Vieira. Devastating quality in the final third. There were some positive signs, but it wasn't a Vieira masterclass. But in that goal, what we saw from him was elite ball striking, something very similar to the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and Bruno Fernandes. You look at someone like Tottenham Hotspur, and one of the main reasons why they're so good, the likes of Kane and in particular Son, have the ability to bail them out in tough moments with some elite ball striking. All of the other top teams have players that have the ability to score goals from outside the box. In the Arsenal team, you've had players do it, but nowhere near often enough. For Fabio Vieira to announce himself in his first ever Premier League start in that manner, it sets the tempo straight away and is an indication to Arsenal fans that we finally might have that ball striking player that we've looked for so long. What we have seen so far in the first 7 games of this season is the new level of attacking quality that Mikel Arteta possesses. And the prime example, of course, is Gabriel Jesus, scoring a fantastic header and showing off his dance moves, a tribute to Vinicius Jr. Gabriel Jesus now has 7 goals and assists in 7 appearances this season, and has scored as many times in the Premier League as Lacazette managed in the whole of last season. Jesus now has 13 goals and assists in the last 5 months. That is only bettered than Kevin De Bruyne. The level raiser of the Arsenal attack, Gabriel Jesus is the epitome of something that Arsenal just did not have last season. And talking about goal contributions, after getting 2 assists in this game, Bukayo Saka now has 5 goals and assists in 7 league appearances, and only Kevin De Bruyne has more assists this season. Those are not bad numbers to have for someone that is out of form and playing at his worst level. On to the fourth thing, and that is Kieran Tierney's reminder. But no Zinchenko, no problem, as up stepped Kieran Tierney. 1 interception, 1 tackle, 2 ground duels won, and completing 42 out of 49 passes. He may not have that same level of quality as Zinchenko on the ball, but his ability to defend 1v1 situations and the extra pace to recover in transitions It means that Arsenal are perfectly fine, and actually in the 3 games without Zinchenko against Fulham, Villa and now Brentford, Arsenal have won all 3. This was a reminder to Arsenal fans that what Arsenal have in terms of quality and depth. When your backup left back is Kieran Tierney, who in my opinion, when he is fit and he's available and he's firing, is up there with the best fullbacks in the world. The only issue with Tierney is fitness, but now you have a proper rotational option. With the right level of management from Mikel Arteta, there is no reason why Arsenal can't get the best out of Tierney and Zinchenko at the same time. But in the back 4, we also have the dominance of William Saliba. Not only scoring a fantastic header, but 2 clearances, 3 tackles, 0 times dribbled past, 5 out of 6 ground duels, an 89% passing accuracy and 2 out of 2 dribbles. The defensive dominance that dominates Ivan Toney is fantastic in the first place, but then you also have his ability to play out of the back, showcased in the 3rd Arsenal goal. He's pressed heavily but he's not phased. He turns his man inside out, dribbles past his man calm as you like, and sets up an Arsenal attack. That is all on top of a fantastic goal from another set piece. His 2nd Arsenal goal of the season, that's more league goals combined than Kulusevski and Richarlison. Arsenal rank as the best team in the whole of Europe in terms of XG created from set pieces. Nicolas Jova is making Arsenal set piece Premier League kings. If you look at Liverpool, you look at Man City, in all of the years where they have won the titles, they've maximised their set pieces, and in terms of Arsenal right now, we are performing to an even higher standard than both of those teams. On to the final thing, are we title contenders? For some, it's going to sound crazy, but others are asking the question, is this the year where Arsenal break their 18-year wait for a league title? Well, they're certainly breaking records, as Arsenal young talent Ethan Nwaneri becomes the youngest ever player in the Premier League history, aged 15 years and 181 days old, born in 2007. To put that into context, this guy is younger than the Emirates Stadium, and he is so young that at age 15, he had to change into his kit in a different room at Brentford Stadium to comply with the child protection rules before he joined his teammates for Mikel Arteta's pre-match talk. As he entered the field, the Arsenal fans chanted, "You've got school in the morning." This is a player that aged 14 was playing with the Arsenal under-18s. He certainly sounds like a special talent. Arteta says it was a pure gut feeling. "I really like what I saw. Per and the academy was giving me good feelings. He trained with us a couple times, and then I had the feeling from yesterday that if the opportunity could come, I was going to do it." By breaking the record of the Premier League, it sets an example and it sends a statement to all of the Premier League that Arsenal are the best team in the league when it comes to giving young players chances. It will give the younger Arsenal players extra inspiration to show that no matter how old you are, if you perform to the standard, then you will get an opportunity. Going into the international break, Arsenal have reclaimed top spot in the Premier League, a point ahead of both City and Spurs in 2nd and 3rd. In total, we have 18 points, and keep that in mind, as in the last 3 seasons, it's taken Arsenal 13, 16 and 11 games to reach that same mark of 18 points. This year, it's only taken us 7. We're about to complete the 2nd month top of the Premier League, and there are now not just Arsenal fans but football fans asking, are Arsenal in with a shout of winning the Premier League title? Well, according to the Brentford manager Thomas Frank, they are top of the table and you can't argue with that. I think they have done brilliant. I know it's a long season and Arteta will only say 1 game at a time, but if they continue like this, they must be title contenders. This isn't a fan's opinion here, this is a Premier League manager and a good one, saying before and after the game he believes Arsenal are title contenders. These next 6 games are going to be vital, as after the international break, Arsenal have Spurs at home, Bodo Glimt at home, Liverpool at home, Bodo Glimt away, Leeds away and PSV Eindhoven at home. It's those next 3 league games of Spurs at home, Liverpool at home and Leeds United away. All 3 difficult games, but if Arsenal can come out of that still there and thereabouts, then we might have serious conversations. But as things stands, I still think Man City have the extra bit of quality, the extra bit of experience, and I'm still going to hold myself back in terms of the title charge. But what do you guys make of it? And after 7 games and 18 points and top of the Premier League, are there some fans that are believers that Arsenal can achieve something special this season? That is the video there and there, so hopefully you have enjoyed, and if you have, smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of those social medias, then the links are down below in the description. watching. But that was the 5 things that we learned from Brentford 0, Arsenal 3, Ivan Toney hold that, and in terms of now, international break, where Arsenal remain top of the Premier League. Keep smiling my Arsenal fans, and I will see you next time. Take care and in a bit.